Good morning. Wow. I'd like to call this meeting of the House Insurance Committee to order. Alia, please take the roll. Here.
Rep. Abney,
Designation.
Brennan,
Designation.
Cephas,
Designation.
Gergley,
Designation.
Haddock, Kozarowski,
Designation.
Malagari, Mursky, Monroe,
Designation.
Parker, Scott,
Designation.
Venkat,
Designation.
Warren. Chair Pickett,
Here.
Fink,
Sorry,
Fritz,
Designation. Designation.
Kutz,
Designation.
Ledbetter,
Here.
Nelson, Mahalik,
Designation.
Miller, Rader, Rowe,
Designation.
Zimmerman.
Thank you, Alia. Let the record show that Representative Fink is here. The first order of business is consideration of Senate Bill 1241. Chair Pickett seconds. Alan, please explain the bill.
Senate Bill 1241 repeals the current requirement of 24 educational credit hours before taking the insurance producer licensing examination.
Thank you, Alan. We have Senator Gephardt here with us today. Senator, would you like to say a few words on your bill?
Yes, I would. Good morning, and thank you, Chairwoman Kim and Pickett, and members of the committee. Senate Bill 1241 will eliminate the requirement that licensed insurance producer applicants must complete 24 hours of pre-examination education credits before taking the insurance producer licensing exam. The pre-examination education requirement is an unnecessary barrier that prevents otherwise qualified candidates from entering our industry, particularly those who may historically underrepresented insurance communities. In addition, most states have already eliminated such mandates. In those states, test results are not materially different than they are in Pennsylvania, which does still require the pre-examination courses. As these results show, the requirements are burdensome and do not achieve the goal of ensuring candidates are prepared for the profession. The Insurance Department has reviewed my proposal and has no objection to the elimination of the education requirement. I encourage a yes vote on Senate Bill 1241. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. There is one amendment to the bill. Representative Warren offers amendment A05583. Chair Pickett seconds. Alan, please explain the amendment.
Amendment A05583 would require all insurance producers to obtain 3 hours of continuing education credits in ethics. It would also require property and casualty producers to obtain 2 hours of continuing education credits on flood insurance. These requirements must be satisfied within 1 year of the effective date or by the producer's next license renewal, whichever is later. No change is made to the current requirement that producers obtain 24 total hours of continuing education in a 2-year license cycle.
Thank you. Any comments? Chair Pickett.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With respect to the flood insurance provision, it is my hope that continuing education will provide insurance agents with helpful information and tools to advise their clients and my constituents on flood risk and mitigation options. My district is very prone to flooding, so it is important that consumers know what is and isn't covered in their homeowner policy. I also want to thank Representatives Zimmerman and Warren for their service on the Flood Insurance Task Force, as this was a recommendation from their July report, and I do support the amendment.
Thank you. Representative Warren, any comments on your amendment?
Thank you. I think Chair Pickett summarized what I was going to say about the Flood Insurance Premium Task Force. Thank you, Chair, and thank you for your support of this amendment.
Excellent. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Are there any negative votes on the amendment? Hearing none, amendment A05583 is amended into the bill. I move to report Senate Bill 1241 as amended. Chair Pickett seconds. Any comments, Madam Chair?
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I want to thank Senator Gebhardt for appearing before the committee and for sponsoring the bill. I agree it is good public policy to remove requirements that tend to pose a barrier for people interested in obtaining an insurance license. I do ask my colleagues for an affirmative vote.
Is there any discussion on the bill? Are there any negative votes on the bill? Hearing none, Senate Bill 1241 is reported from the House Insurance Committee unanimously. Congratulations, Senator. The next order of business is consideration of House Bill 2562. Is there a second? Representative Parker. Alan, please explain the bill.
House Bill 2562 is a freestanding bill to incorporate the Affordable Care Act prohibition on annual or lifetime dollar limits on 10 core benefits referred to as the essential health benefits. The bill also includes Springer language that will not take effect unless the federal ACA section requiring no lifetime limits is repealed or no longer in effect.
Thank you, Alan. There are no amendments to the bill. I move to report House Bill 2562 as committed. Is there a second? Representative Scott. Any comments, Madam Chair? Is there any discussion on the bill? Are there any negative votes on the bill? Any other negative votes? Representative Nelson. All right. Any other negative votes? The bill passes 23-2. Is that correct? Think. The next order of business is consideration of House Bill 2563. Is there a second? Representative Malagari. Alan, please explain the bill.
House Bill 2563 allows parents to keep their adult children on their health insurance policies until the age of 26. The bill also makes technical conforming updates to existing laws to synchronize the current age 19 ceiling in state law for children with physical and intellectual disabilities and to revise that to 26 years of age as well. Springer language is also included. Therefore, if the ACA age 26 federal law were repealed or no longer in effect, this law would then take effect.
There are no amendments to the bill. I move to report House Bill 2563 as committed. Is there a second? Representative Warren. Any comments, Madam Chair? Is there any discussion on the bill overall? Are there any negative votes on the bill? One negative vote. Anyone else? The bill passes by a 24-1 vote. The next order of business is consideration of House Bill 2564. Is there a second? Representative Mirsky. Alan, please explain the bill.
House Bill 2564 prohibits health insurers from denying or excluding coverage based on a pre-existing condition. Springer language is also included, which would only require the law to go into effect if the federal law were repealed or no longer in force.
There are no amendments to the bill. I move to report House Bill 2564 as committed. Is there a second? Representative Malagari, thank you. Any comments, Madam Chair? Is there any discussion on the bill? Are there any negative votes on the bill? We have one negative vote. Anyone else? The bill passes by a 24-1 vote. Before wrapping up, I'd like to remind everybody that we will be holding a public hearing on House Bill 1663 tomorrow at 9 a.m. here in room 60 East Wing. And today, most likely, is our last voting meeting. I just want to thank my counterpart and their great team for working with my crazy team. I'm kidding. They're just very intense and very good at what they do. If my goal doesn't be fulfilled in the next election, I will be signing up to be one of your LAs. So please consider me. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.